This week on Gaming Dudes Podcast. Those pictures I was messing with.
Find out when Ender Magnolia bloom in the mist.
Yeah,
Launches on Nintendo Switch.
that is. Don't even have to say anything about that.
Yeah. Hello, welcome to another episode of Gaming Dudes Podcast. I'm Bren.
I am Spidey.
And we're finally back in person.
Yes, we're back and in person.
Together in the same room.
We have this amazing little video here that will hopefully give us something, useful.
Looking for some news. There's a bunch of news coming soon, so we got the showcase, PlayStation Showcase.
We can hope it's.
I think that Xbox is coming up with something big soon here, like one of their in June as well. I'm curious what they're going to say because there's a lot of speculation around their stuff of, oh no, their exclusives are going away.
It's like, yeah, but isn't that like the better strategy anyways in some ways?
We got a lot of reacting because we also didn't react to it in the last Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, that's
Which I didn't even know it came out. I'm so bad at
no. And well, it was just a bunch of third party games. I mean, everybody gets third party games though.
Still.
But let's start this up.
Game Fest is approaching. Let's look at what we can expect. I look at EA's near future lineup because it includes a game that I'm totally curious about. I got a Black Myth Wukong update and way more gaming news.
Giant
Of
babies?
course, thanks for joining the weekly roundup. Future line. Summer
Baby
Game
zombie
Fest is
baby.
approaching. Let's look at what we can expect. I look at EA's
Yeah,
near
what the-
future lineup because it includes a game that I'm totally curious about. I got a
Yeah.
Black Myth Wukong update and way
What
more
is that
gaming
game?
news. So of course,
Is that
thanks for
Monster
joining
Hunter?
the weekly roundup, and let's go.
Looks like
Let's
Monster
start
Hunter.
with PlayStation as they showed what a futuristic PlayStation handheld could look like.
This is what a futuristic PlayStation handheld looks like.
How is this gonna work though? Do we have to carry around this screen and this big controller?
Looks horrible.
Like fold the screen? I don't know, but again,
Let's even think about this for a second. What exactly is that supposed to be? Is the screen coming out of the handheld or?
There's so many things here. First off, the screen, I believe, is...
That can't
I believe
be.
there is a physical screen, and then I believe that there is... You put AR goggles, and then you see the screen. So it'd be like... I've done it on, like, AR now, where you can, like...
Well, yeah.
you can,
with
like,
the-
see the screen. Like, the VR headset just shows
Yeah.
the screen. It sucks.
Well, yeah. It's.
Not just because even if it was really reactionary, it would still suck. I'd rather just have a screen. I'd rather just have a real screen in front of my face.
Oh, same.
I don't know why people keep trying to move to this, because this is not it. You're nowhere near
No.
where I would be like, this is worth doing.
They assume that AR now is the future.
Yes.
It's like it is. I'll say it's the future compared to VR right now.
Yeah, for sure. But
I'm a little more
for sure, yeah, me too.
It's
It's a lot more doable. But I'm saying, like,
Yeah.
first off, that controller looks stupid.
It
What are the buttons?
I mean, it's about the It's not like this. This is a little bit better.
Why is there
than
a
that,
center thing? That looks so fragile.
But that's more like this without the hoop.
I realize this is just like a
It's a proof of concept, obviously.
probably
Like,
yeah. It's
yeah.
probably isn't even close to anything that they're looking
It's
at.
it's probably not even real. They
But it's the
probably
same
don't
thing
even
with
have-
the Sony. Did the PlayStation, like their cloud gaming system handheld, did that do well?
I don't think so
That looks
because
so
no one's
bad.
No one's talking
Like,
about it.
why, who would want that?
I mean, it was supposed to be the next to the PSP line, and that's a slap in the face to people who like the PSP. So that's just
I just don't understand this. I don't
I
understand
don't
the
know.
concept of
Again,
Me either.
it looks interesting.
what is this?
Put out this creative
Dude, they're just
vision for
screens.
tech video with AR
terrible.
glasses that are just glasses.
We're nowhere near that size.
Found this way more interesting than
it. Just kind of that just looks like shades.
I understand, it's like, hey, this is-
Other machines for this 2-minute long video. They really use this as the big franchise next to Ghostbusters. Again, we know they got big plans for the series, and this.
He's
shows
showing the
that
most random
well.
gameplay
Oh, it's
clip.
Horizon?
Some of it
Yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn, dude.
Showcase
I hear those are
state of
cool.
play. Yes,
I
at this
really
time of
felt
recording,
recording.
it has still not been announced, which alarming because according
What
to
the-
many reliable people, it still seems to be happening in May.
What was that?
likely on
The most
May
random
30th.
games.
But that
He's
means
like,
that
it's
we're
like,
likely looking at a state
oh,
of
Resident
play
Evil 4.
instead of showcase, because
Show that
showcase
off
is
again,
usually
even though it's already out.
announced a week prior, while
Oh yeah, Metal Gear Solid
showcase
3
will
remake.
be announced a few
Ooh, that looks
days
good.
That I was
I
actually
would
excited about.
argue that the June state of of play from 2022 with the reveal of Resident Evil 4, Street Fighter 6, and a good look at Final Fantasy 16 with the release window. Like, those were some pretty big announcements, while the showcase last year focused mostly on first-party live service games, and Metal Gear Solid 3 Remake was kind of the highlight reveal.
Yeah, it was the highlight reveal.
I still think it could be a really good one, and maybe that's why Sony is doing it. Like, with a showcase, there are way more expectations, so it's kind of hard to reach that. Well, if you
Hard to reach that.
You can easily exceed expectations. We got another rumor this week about the Astrobot game that will be PS5 only, likely not coming to PSVR 2, so they will totally reveal that. Well, Insomniac said that we should not expect any Wolverine info anytime
Fricker
soon.
these
That's
games.
why I hope we still get
Flip a ball. Oh yeah, the Wolverine game.
just focus on what's happening in this year and maybe tease some 2025 titles.
Okay.
Showcase could also reveal what's
The Wolverine game. There was like one Wolverine game that was pretty good. You know, the X-Men Origins game with all like the gore and stuff. But I feel like it's gonna be a hard sell to make a Wolverine game, especially considering
These days, I really think so.
it's gonna be tough. I feel like it's gonna be an uphill battle. Even if it is the people who made Spider-Man, I don't think that it's.
probably still 2 years away. Whatever
Sometimes
happens,
they can't.
we will be live reacting. I will of course also report all the news in the Sunday video working on.
Oh, Naughty
The
Dog.
showcase could also reveal what's coming after that, what's Naughty Dog working on, what's
Oh, what
Sony
are they
doing,
working
even though the title
That's the question.
is probably still 2 years away. Whatever happens, we will
Days
be live
gone.
reacting. I will of course also report all the news in the Sunday video or cover it in dedicated videos if
The main character's good, but everything else is horrible. It's supposed to be a story-based game, but it's like it's like a story-based game, but I mean, it failed because what I wanted to happen, like the stuff that was unexpected, didn't happen. They weren't brave enough to kill off characters. They weren't brave enough to like just let the world just kind of fall apart. But the beginning was very promising of it because it was very post-apocalyptic, and then by the end it was like I was like, I don't like them introducing the whole community thing. I feel like every zombie thing does that. I'm like, I would kind of like if this guy
They
just
do.
didn't care and just, you know,
They definitely do.
tried to survive and that's it.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, oh, I gotta help all these communities and all these people. And you know, he's like, you're on your little bike going around, which was great. The motorcycle stuff was phenomenal. But the characters were just kind of like, other than Deacon, obviously the main character, were just kind of like, either they were really stupid or they were just annoying. Like that, and that's a horrible combination for a zombie game. You want to like the characters. You do not want to hate them. So it was a good game, gameplay wise. And Deacon was a good main character. But minus that, it was just kind of like
Weird.
it was very strange. It was very strange. So if that can carry you through the experience, a good main character, then I would recommend it. But other than that, no. It could have been better than it was.
Gaming event where we got a brand new look at new bosses we get to fight. And I wanted to mention this leak from Lunatic Ingus. They shared some info. I could not 100%
What is Black Myth
verify
Wukong?
this source, but I saw a lot of people share it. So I thought it was interesting to talk about it. They know that the game will have New Game Plus at launch, which is huge. Multiple
160 enemy types.
plus enemy types, 80 plus bosses, and then it's also slightly easier
Oh, is
than
it
more
Wukong?
games, and that has been my experience playing it at Gamescom last year.
So, okay, so that's what it is.
I've heard this
It's
game
also way
was
more
really
powerful
good.
than the characters who play.
It's like a Dark Souls type thing.
And we also saw some brand new abilities he can do in the trailer, and there were 81 challenges.
Thank God this man's showing off
to
gameplay.
quest, so that might be the 80 plus bosses. We will see.
Oh, that's the
Really
big baby
expecting
thing.
Yep.
pre-orders to
Well,
start at any moment with the game, of course, still
sign
being
me up, the weird
August 28th.
derpy
So
zombie
we'll
baby.
see that move that as well. We will see. I'm sure we will get an update
So it's
soon.
basically
and I will,
all
of course, keep
all the
you
stuff
updated
except
here on
Switch.
the channel. Okay, now let's look at EA's near future, including Dragon Age and Summer Game Fest. What can we expect?
Please tell me they show Iron Man. I'm excited for the Iron Man game.
That would really help me out.
That you can't
Are
screw
they
up.
talking about?
Every Sunday. EA has revealed their upcoming.
Yeah, they've been. It was revealed like last year, so obviously it has to be early in development. But
Because they're still making superhero games.
I'm kind of excited. I'm kind of excited to see what they have to offer. Maybe they can bring Iron Man back into the public light for a bit.
The same people who made the other ones you like?
No, it is EA though, and they did the Dead Space remake, so I think they could. It's the same studio.
Oh, they're doing a remake?
They're doing an actual Iron Man game, like an original Iron Man game.
Why are you saying bringing up a remake?
Because it's the same studio that made the Dead Space remake.
They didn't make Dead Space?
No, they didn't. Dead Space remake is like completely different from the original.
I'm saying if they made the Dead Space, it is.
Yeah, it's literally. It's not even seriously. I played it and I was like, this game is not even like the original at all.
Like the story's not the same.
It's like they added voice acting for the main character because he's silent. You know, Isaac can't speak in any of the scenes. Yet in the second one, they gave him the ability to speak. You know, the second original game, and honestly, it fixed the story. Like it was already a good story, but it kind of.
But it is.
It's very. It's like it's a
The gameplay's different.
It's
but
like
the story is the same.
It is
Besides him having
the
holes.
same, but it has some details changed. They actually switched around some things and changed characters.
Have they made their own game ever?
I have no clue. I have no clue if Motive has, but I'm saying it's promising because they basically reimagined the first Dead Space. I wouldn't call it a remake. Some people say it's a remake. I don't know if I like it as much because I feel like the original is a bit more like gruesome and it's a bit more like eerie. But I will say they did a good job with the gameplay. Now, like I said, I'd probably still rather play the original.
Lineup for the next 12 months, and it's basically a bunch of annualized sport games,
Dude.
updates for all their live service titles listed above. They are of course bringing back college football on July 19th and one partner title for between
Madden,
January
dude.
and March. So that's an EA Originals. Which
Haven't had
might be
too many of
a
those.
Ferris game. Like that would be 4 years after It Takes Two, which should be enough, you would think, right? His teammate It Takes Two in 3 years, and by the way,
crap?
sold
Here, It Takes Two is
16 million
really
copies,
good.
which kind of wow. But luckily, EA has one more thing. If we read the small text, it notes that there's one owned IP title not included in the above table. We expect to provide more details on timing and later date. Well, I did my job
Yeah.
to reach out to Jeff Grubb, who of course has his sources, and he confirmed that this title is indeed Dragon Age Dreadwolf, as I had predicted last week. Meaning that the game is officially planned.
I've
for
never
launch
played
in
Dragon Age, but it
2025,
looked really cool.
Probably still in 2024. We of course know that a full reveal is planned for this summer.
That looked
Probably
horrible.
at Summer Game Fest.
Yeah,
So on
smushed heads
June
with, like-
7th.
played Dragon Age.
I actually really wanted to so bad. So bad.
Title for BioWare after both Mass Effect Andromeda and Anthem, of course.
Oh, Mass Effect Andromeda.
They still have the stuff to make a good RPG. Like I fear
Yeah,
for the
Andromeda
studio
deal.
if this doesn't.
I just saw that on Xbox Game Pass. What the heck is that?
Mass Effect Andromeda is like the 4th game in the series, and it did horribly. It did horribly compared to the other ones. It's because, well, first off, you know, Mass Effect was supposed to be like a continuing story. So you're Shepard throughout the entire thing. You make decisions for him. And then in the 3rd game, they kind of strayed away from that. They kind of hinted that he was okay at the end, your character, but then they were like, yeah, we'll just abandon him after 3. And I'm thinking in my head, like, isn't the point that you're...
So who's the new crew then?
It's just these random characters who have nothing to do with the ones that you grew attached to for 3 games. Like, there's different crew members. Yeah, yes, each game introduced new
Did you play it?
crews. Andromeda, no. I'd thought about it, and I was like, I'm not gonna do this. It was a buggy, broken mess.
Yeah, I guess if it was.
It
I
was-
just
it
thinking
was
since
so
on Game Pass,
bad.
I could play it for free, but
I
the
would
other ones.
I would try it. I like I said, the first Mass Effect for me is a great game. The first game's great.
Dude, it's hard.
Anything else,
It's not hard. The mechanics just aren't what I expected.
same here. When I first played it, I was like, what is this combat?
Not that it's bad.
But I would have preferred if they just stuck to the whole turn-based thing that KOTOR did, because it's like the combat's not the focus of the game, and the
I feel
combat.
like KOTOR's is better.
Yeah, and the combat was nice enough to carry
It's
the.
just, like, simpler.
It was nice to carry the experience, and like I said, you could. The beginning of the game, I never realized after doing a bit of research. The beginning of KOTOR is way faster if you just use your companion characters, like Zelbar the Wookiee. He can tear people
Yeah, he can.
apart, limb from limb. I never used him. I always used the main character,
That's
so
what I
it's
did
way
most of the
harder.
time, but
And it's like, dude, for situations like for the dueling arena, you can use you, but you gotta and I learned you have to level up to level 5 and like store your points. Your Jedi points. I mean your skill points, because if you level up too much, you have less power, and it's a little exploit basically where if you stop at 5 and just let your companions handle everything, basically you get the most powerful character who's as a Jedi. That's how it works. I never noticed that, but that's actually genius. It's literally genius. It makes everything way easier, and you crush the game. Like you crush it. Like there's still some difficulty.
And while they do have some big single-player games in the works, like
Dude, I'm excited because it's not just the Spider-Man guys.
They really spend
I want to see someone else do
talking
something.
about their big live services and how these social platforms are the future of the company. It really sounds like these single-player games are just some extras that they could have, but if they don't have them, it does not really matter for the overall bottom line. Like EA is getting pretty boring. Instead of doing more with the Dead Space series, that team at Motive is now working on Battlefield instead. They actually have the largest team ever working on the franchise in an attempt to make it another big live service that they could focus on.
They want Battlefield to be successful so bad.
And sadly, it's just
winning
not.
the big Xbox showcase, and thanks to many rumblings and rumors, we kind of know what to expect. So for one, this week it was
Kind of
confirmed
know.
that the next Call of Duty is indeed called Black Ops 6.
Yes, indeed. Stoked on that.
Yeah, especially Black Ops.
That looks a lot like the first Black Ops and also the third one. The Gulf War between Iraq
Especially the first one.
at the start of the 90s is the setting, and the rumored release date right now is
They're going for Iraq. That's a
2024.
risky time
The big
period.
thing this year, of course, will be that it's Game Pass Day 1. I'm really curious what that will
Game
be
Pass
for
Day
the service.
1. That's awesome.
So if you don't like the game, you can just kinda-
PS4 and Xbox One. I really hope they would have dropped those last gen platforms, but Sony recently said that 50% of their online active users are still on PS4, so it also kind of makes sense.
Still on
50%.
PS4. Yeah, still. Keep that in mind. They're trying to pedal this next console, PS5.
I gotta say, PS4, it's not great.
For the time, it was pretty.
But
advanced, though.
I played Warzone on my PS4 for a long time because my computer was.
Yeah, you had
messing
the.
up so bad. And I played it on my PS4 for a long time and didn't have any issues with it. It was awesome.
Yeah, no, it was well. Andy also played Spider-Man. I mean, that was the only way to play Spider-Man at the time, and thankfully,
That is
thankfully
another
their
reason why. That's one of the main reasons I got.
thankfully their PC port. Thank God it's stable though. Oh my gosh, dude, it's
We just need the next one to come to.
yeah we do.
Which will be forever.
Because I'm sure it'll be stable though. I will
How long did
say
it take the other one. It was like 4 years.
it was like 4 years, but I will say if they can make it good, then I'd rather have it be good. I'd rather not.
Yeah,
have
same, but it's like.
I'd rather have something stable, and I'd rather be drip fed, especially with this one, because I've heard this one has some mixed opinions. Like it does have mixed opinions on the story. The gameplay is solid, and that's really all that matters
I'm sure it's good.
with the gameplay at least.
People are haters.
And the only reason why I'm saying that is because I've looked into it a little bit, and I'm a little iffy on this too. Where it's like, it's mostly because it's just there's a really cool element to it. It's kind of like Web of Shadows. That's one thing I'll say. They got a little bit of Web of Shadows in it.
Okay, Web of Shadows is awesome.
Not with the story choice, but with the story that's happening. There's a little bit of Web of Shadows in it with the symbiote. Because you saw the trailer. We did watch the trailer where he had like the black suit.
There's no way it's bad.
And they're
There's no
kind of
way.
pulling. They're
Well, there's a
kind of.
way,
It's
but-
possible. It's
I
possible.
doubt it.
I'm not gonna say it's-
Oh,
like the old Cold War.
Xbox Showcase on June 9th, but it's more interesting to look at what the Xbox Showcase will actually be like. And yeah, because Xbox is in this weird position, I don't think Phil Spencer coming out to talk about how great Xbox is in this weird
Prey?
position. I don't
It's like
think
Prey
Phil
over
Spencer
here.
coming
Oh, that is
out to
Prey.
Talk about how great the future of the platform will be is a good call after they just shut down 4 Bethesda studios. And they're going to do more guns in the future with
Shut down 4 Bethesda studios?
Bethesda.
I guess. And
Why would they buy it just to shut all that down?
I mean, it's kind of like, well, have you heard of? I mean, EA does that all the time. What do you think happened to Command and Conquer Studio Westwood? They shut that down.
But that was forever.
They killed Westwood, and Westwood was like their golden goose, though.
I don't know why they would do that.
They killed them. They also killed the people who made Dead Space, and that wasn't even that long ago. The real Dead Space studio, they killed. They've killed.
Microsoft is so weird.
I could give you a list of like EA killing multiple studios.
Unlikely being the
I could give
target.
you a list of
That's
it.
why I think, and I think I said this before, just let the games speak for themselves. That's probably what they're gonna do.
Oh,
without
agreed.
someone coming on stage. And having the trailers back to back for the games I'm gonna
Oh,
talk about
Fable.
here should make for a really good show.
We haven't heard anything about Fable in forever.
Yeah, it has been so long. Oh, the Indiana Jones game.
So obviously we will see a trailer during the show with likely a release date. Indiana Jones for me is already day one. Like it's on Game Pass, I will at least try it.
Yeah,
But
at least-
It's on Game Pass?
Yeah, it is.
convince me, and I know many people
I'd
are
at least
similar.
try
So
it.
this showing, this trailer is going
This
to be
game looks
very
cool, too.
important. We will get
That's
a
always
proper
cool.
look at the Starfield DLC here as well, but I doubt they will talk about a potential PS5 version that is expected at the end of the year. They just want to focus on Xbox and PC games.
I like how they bragged about
I hope
exclusivity.
this expansion looks promising, but I'm more curious about the still unreleased titles like
game is kinda-
Fable. We need to see
Oh,
proper
see this,
gameplay
thank you.
design instead of the
Yeah,
same
actual
snippets,
Fable.
And we need to have like a 2025
Yes.
date. That would really seal the deal. It has also been 4 years since this trailer from Perfect Dark, so it feels like it's
I
time
guess
for
they're
a
doing another
comeback
Perfect
for this
Dark.
as well.
Yeah,
But
I
also
heard about
other
this,
Xbox
but-
titles like South of Midnight, Clockwork Revolution, and State of Decay 3 are expected to
Oh,
be
State
here.
of Decay.
In terms of brand new reveals, we got two very obvious ones, and that's the new Gears of War and the new Doom
Oh.
has also been
I
heavily
just beat
rumored
Gears.
for this
Yeah,
Xbox
Gears.
show. With Doom being called the Dark Ages.
Not long ago, and it was
should be like
incredible.
medieval.
Yeah, I was watching you do it, kind of laughing at the funny parts of the story. You know, the annoying companion characters. You even told me they were not that
They
good.
talk to
Full
us.
inspired
Yeah,
world,
it was
which
just a
sounds
weird-
pretty interesting. It has been in development for 4 years, and this should be coming to PS5 day
Oh,
one.
damn.
But I'm sure they will also have some big third-party gets, and that might include the
What
new.
did he say?
Sure, they will also have some big third-party gets, and that might include the new
Gets?
Persona.
Third party gets. It's like, dude, no offense, but that's
Oh, Persona 6? We haven't had a Persona game.
they're making a nut. They're like, dude, we gotta. How long has Persona been going on?
Long time.
How long? It's been
time.
6 games. All I remember about it was the time they put like
Yeah,
guns.
it's probably been more because they have other.
The time they put like guns to their heads
Yeah.
for their intro.
Persona
Like,
6
that
is
was like
seemingly ready to be revealed, and sure, these
Very
five
edgy.
titles were first PlayStation exclusive, but last year one of the big announcements was Persona 3 Reloaded coming to Xbox Game Pass day one. Like they've been getting some
I'm
Persona
actually
love
just
on
downloaded
Xbox Game Pass, so maybe that deal also included that they could reveal Persona 6, while I totally think it will be multi-platform. Tomb Raider is another big title that could
Oh,
be revealed
Tomb
here.
Raider.
We of course
It's been around since I was a
I've
kid.
never played a single
The
Tomb
rumors
Raider game.
indicate that it's
played
an open
really
world
old
game
games.
set in India. But yeah, with all these third parties, it's kind of hard to predict where they will show up, but there is a high chance that
More
we'll
open
see
worlds.
those games be revealed in the coming weeks. And we
Oh,
only know that 2K will have
Ages
their
well,
big
apparently.
reveal on June 7th,
Yeah.
the kickoff
True.
of Summer Game Fest. And well, all signs point towards this being Mafia 4. With now a Czech website who could totally have sources thanks to
Totally have
I've never played one of the
sources.
Mafia games.
saying
People say
that
they're good.
according to our information, a new
Yeah, it's like
I'm not really interested in them. But
I would play Mafia, but it's like I don't know. There's something about it that just draws me away. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'm like, I don't really care.
It's like I love the time period, but it's like of all the things to do in the time period, I'd rather be like a detective, to be honest, than a mob boss. I was never like, dude, I want to be a mobster
Exactly.
because the detectives were at least like cool. Their stories were cool, but and then the games are too dark and edgy for me. It's like
new
it
Mafia
goes too
game
far.
is about to be unveiled.
Yeah, I see.
LA Noir.
A few insiders abroad before. Now, of course,
That's
take
horrible.
it with a grain of salt, but this in combination with the credible trademark leaker who also pointed towards a Mafia reveal totally makes that title a bit more likely than the Bioshock or Borderlands game. But let's
Oh,
get
some
into
random
it.
person on Reddit said it. It has to be true.
This coming week, we got a couple new releases like the Road Prince of Persia, 27th. Multiverses will be out on the 28th.
They're bringing multiverses back. Oh my gosh, that's a perfect segue.
Although it's probably going to be a state of play on either the 29th, so Wednesday, or the 30th on Thursday. We will be live reacting, and I will have predictions up when it gets announced as well. We at least do know that Sony will have a PlayStation strategy meeting on May 30th, and 2 years ago they had a similar meeting where
VR headset.
The fact that they wanted to launch 12 live service games by financial year 25. That, of course, has changed dramatically ever since. Like, these games already out by financial year 23, and we only have Helldivers 2 so far. So
no clue.
Things can, of course, change, but it will be interesting to see an updated guidance on this. They also shared how they're going to invest more in the different genres, or how their PC strategy was going. So there's only some very interesting business things that should be announced here.
Oh, more PC stuff.
Details, of course, at the end of the week on Sunday. So subscribe to not miss it. A like on the video would really help me out. And check out the
all right. For once, that was not a horrible,
not a bad video.
Horrible
video.
Nintendo
Direct.
So you're saying we should do that, or because that's gonna take like the whole episode up?
How much time is on the direct?
I'm pretty sure it's like 23. We'll be skirting that.
We'll start it, then we'll talk about it.
We'll be skirting it.
This could suck for all we know.
Well, I will say this. I think what we should do is maybe shove the Melee thing to the end while we get the gaming news out now. I mean, not to the end, to another episode.
Oh, yeah,
I think we
idea.
should, because I have seen some things that are interesting. They talked about Epic Mickey, and I never played it, so I will say that actually sounds kind of interesting.
All right, we'll push the next episode.
I will turn this down.
You didn't react to this. This has been out for a while.
Yeah, this has been out for a while.
Oh, 3 months.
It's been out for a long time, yeah.
Long overdue.
At least we can clickbait it. That's what I was thinking. This is very chill. The last one had such a good... the last one had such a clippable moment. That freaking Jar Jar impression, I will say. It was like the best. That was probably the best. Still waiting for... I will say, last thing, still waiting for Attack of the Clones. Please bring that to theaters.
I've heard this.
What the frick?
You must explore a vast, immersive world right in your own backyard.
You're like, Honey, I Shrunk the
Assemble
Kids.
your crew and work together.
Like the movie. It's not like a really old movie.
Take on the adventure solo. Gather resources to build your base and craft weapons, armor, and tools to improve your chances.
Look at this man.
To build your base and craft
Dude, I work
weapons,
with says really good.
armor, and tools to improve
I
your
bet Logan
chances
would
of
like this.
survival. Use the tools
I will say I am digging the first person perspective. This looks like a... I've always wanted this, like an updated Minecraft. Instead of just blocky.
You aren't alone out there.
So this actually doesn't look bad. I will say this...
You aren't alone out there.
You aren't alone out there!
Work your way through the campaign to uncover
Isn't this guy's amazing delivery?
share
Like how Switch is always so...
Hey, kids!
Switch is always so behind the...
what it takes to
It's
make
been out for
it
a
in this
while.
ministry
Oh yeah, they're...
and fend off its creepy crawly inhabitants.
Because they're trying to like make it so it can even run on
Or
their...
never go home.
creepy, crawling inhabitants.
On the Nintendo Switch system, April 16th.
Well, they gotta downscale everything. Think about having to downscale
What is
it.
that?
Renewal unfolds in this return to the
That is the
end of
weebiest
world.
looking...
This once flourishing country sits atop a wealth of buried magic. Homunculi, artificial life forms.
Homunculi.
As the country
Actually a word.
flourished, were meant to
Well, homunculus also means big, I'm pretty sure. Homunculus. Turn to Shaggy there.
as Lilac, you'll reluctantly bond with and journey along.
I like the character design.
Who played a pivotal role in the country's demise. When the magic buried beneath the surface became corrupted, the citizens fled upward to escape.
Now this looks good.
But
I like the
those
art style. Alright, we were at 29 minutes, so
along your journey
30 minutes left.
battle rampaging homunculi.
But we're back.
We're back
To preface, he had a phone call. Yeah, there you go.
Upon liberating them, the creations will join
No, like I said, I love the art style.
becoming your companions and lending their aid.
You know what it looks like? It kind of looks kind of painting-esque.
Yeah.
Kind of what I was aiming for in those photos I was showing you.
And the homunculi at the end of
Those
their
pictures I
journey.
was messing with.
Find out when Ender Magnolia bloom in the mist
Yeah,
launches on the Nintendo Switch this
that is, well, another clip moment of us. Yeah, that's,
It's your adventure, your way.
don't even have to say anything about that.
Yeah. That's cool.
An interconnected world of puzzles in this charming adventure. Slide across
Okay.
on a sprawling gameplay grid where everything moves when you move.
I bet it's fun.
By
But it's
venturing
like,
out into the wilderness,
no, dude, like,
helping out the townsfolk, and taking down monsters in handcrafted dungeons.
Okay, this reminds me of that freaking Cadence game. You know, there's like this musical
like the Zelda
game.
one?
Yeah, it's like, dude, and I was excited. I was like, oh, third-party Zelda game, dude. I was like, that sounds amazing. And then it's like, Cadence of Hyrule. Thanks, guys. But this is just as gimmicky as that, in the worst way. It's something. I've always liked the art style of these types of games. I would like someone to make a story-based one, personally. More story. Is this like a Fire Emblem clone? Dude! I'm sounding like Shaggy the entire episode, but this... Is it Fire Emblem clone? Look at this.
Bruder, obviously.
Unicorn Overlord. That's the name? That's the lamest name ever. Unicorn. Looks cool,
I
but
need
the
to play
name-
one of those.
Dude, well, funny you should talk about that. A while ago, I actually had a game engine that could do exactly that same art style,
Nice.
and I found a character generator. So I was like,
Fully voiced and in HD. As a rider, you'll befriend and fight alongside monsters in turn-based combat to confront the black blight that
I will say this. I will say art style wise, this looks less generic than Monster Hunter
from
does.
across the series.
I'll give it to him.
Plus, you can browse artwork and listen to music in the newly added
Like this art actually looks like it would.
Take Flight.
Nintendo thinking that we want to listen to all the music on it.
Yeah,
Like on the Switch.
I would rather listen. Yeah, it's like, dude, you realize I listen to the music on my computer for
It's like,
free.
no one cares about getting your music on the Switch.
No. What are you gonna do with it? What are you doing? You
I'm
can't
sick
do
of Switch,
anything.
it's like-
I'm not like I don't just listen to video game music and just go. It's like I like it, but it's not. Yeah. So this is what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that we get like a renaissance for the good Mickey Mouse game, like I call it. You know, Magical Mirror. And Disney.
That's it. That's a mirror.
Because this is very similar to Magical Mirror. In fact, I think I was going to talk about this on YouTube, and I still am going to make a video about it, but I feel like they definitely copied Magical Mirror.
Gen Sid's Mystery Mirror, Lord Mickey Mouse.
They very much copied.
Finding the magic paintbrush.
This game's got like a morality system.
It does?
Yeah, it does.
And becomes trapped in a magical wasteland.
Very Tim Burton.
inhabited by forgotten and rejected characters.
Very Tim Burton.
What? This looks awesome.
So basically the story is they took rejected Disney characters like Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. He was
Is this on?
Epic Mickey returns
Switch
in a
only?
faithful remake of the beloved classic.
yeah, guaranteed. It has to be. That seems like yeah, it was only on the Wii back in the day, I'm pretty sure. So.
Using the magic brush to shape the world with paint and paint thinner on the path to become an epic hero. Disney Epic Mickey, the path to become an epic hero.
Look at those eyes. Yeah, it's a little.
Disney Epic
That
Mickey
actually looks kind of
That
cool.
looks very
launches
good.
on Nintendo Switch
Epic Mickey always
this
looked
year.
kind of cool to me. I hope it gets a sequel, an actual sequel.
Please take a look at this.
partner showcase. Oh, so those games must have been Switch only. Some of them.
I'm afraid Tokyo experienced its own peculiar occurrence while
Bayonetta.
I'll be counting on you to gather more intel on the matter.
I suspected to be traveling back and forth between Tokyo and the Netherworld.
Oh, never mind.
This place is definitely dangerous. And that's about all we know right now.
What's that tension?
Now let's kill this thing.
I will say the voice acting is pretty good.
Yeah.
And so we have found it.
And I do like a good turn-based RPG.
This is where you prove you can fight. You can fly in and be a hero.
If it wasn't for you, my brother would never have been dragged into this war.
This is like mesmerizing.
If you want revenge, then I'll help you get it. Allow me to remind you how you were wronged by this world.
Yeah, this is very mesmerizing. I have no idea what this is. Oh, it is Shin Megami Tensei. I didn't know it was like this. I thought it was just like I didn't know it was like a RPG.
I don't know what that was. That was really cool.
Especially the voice acting. We were both like sucked in. That anime voice acting.
Or return to this ravaged wasteland and experience an untold story on your
So far,
adventure.
these have been really good.
Yeah, this has been. I would say the original video was more informative. This has been better for actual
Unite
releases.
and fight in these Nintendo Switch games. Fight an iconic
Yeah, the Battlefront Classic Collection
On the Switch.
flopped, by the way.
I know.
64 players can strike
Well, here's what's nice. For the internet, it's buggy, but if you want to do some split screen co-op on the PC and not have to like do any mods, it's actually pretty stable. So my advice, if you're buying this, I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't just buy this for local, because local is so much more fun on this game. So I'd still look at it if I were people. Yeah, because he was the DLC character. They never had him in the main game.
favorite heroes or villains in Hero Assault.
There's a whole story. There's a whole story I could go into the development of this game, of the controversies that this game
And more on maps including
because they stole a mod from a fan and
Star Wars Battlefront.
without
Launches on the Nintendo Switch system
without giving credit. Yeah, it was the Kit Fisto stuff.
on Nintendo eShop.
So they had to update the game to fix it.
Welcome to South Park.
Okay, this looks like a Roblox game.
Join Cartman, Stan, and the rest
I'll
of
say the
gang to
voice.
save the town in this co-op action game. Choose from a wide range of iconic South Park items and cosmetics to customize your
I remember those being iconic South Park
Once you're
items.
set, it's time for battle. Take on an avalanche of enemy factions in solo play or online co-op with up to 3 friends. Grab your enemy factions
happening?
in solo play or online co-op with up to 3.
Seriously, this looks like a Roblox game.
Grab your gang and head into
It
the
does.
parade in South Park Snow Day.
Look at that.
Launching on Nintendo Switch March 26th. Pre-orders are available now on Nintendo eShop.
Shady.
Sharpen your steel for the latest entry in the Sword Art Online series.
Uh.
When the virtual world goes haywire, the past and present collide. Alongside former adversaries and fallen allies, it's up to you to save the world. Experience a whole new single-player story.
So have you played any of these Sword Art Online
I
games?
never played one. I
Like,
was just thinking, like, if they're good, it,
because I've never.
This year,
It just kind of looks.
hack and stuff.
Yeah,
your ultimate Gundam in
and we know the best hack and slash game is Kingdom Hearts. So it's like if you're gonna be up against that, and that's tough.
combine and
Tough
customize
thing.
their parts to build your very own mobile suit model, known as Gundam.
It's like I was hoping custom
What is
Robo.
the battle?
In a variety of combat missions.
It reminds me of Robotech.
Acquiring new parts, you can equip more abilities to
I do like Robotech. So.
Plus, you can show off your builds and snap pics in the new diorama mode.
Dude, every game is required to have a diorama. Even Robotech had that, and Custom Robo did.
The newest entry in the Super Monkey Ball series rolls on.
Have you played any of these?
Yeah, they're really fun.
I used to think
I played the one on the GameCube.
I used to think this was like a Sonic character for some ungodly reason because the marketing would always have him
Few stages away
in like
with optional motion controls. Using the
and he was always in like marketing photos with Sonic.
blast over obstacles and create shortcuts to victory.
Was it really
Have a ball with friends and family in 4-player local co-op. And
Wow, that was the shortest.
up to 6
Oh, never mind.
players can battle online as they
Seems like it'd be Cass.
Banana. Be the first
John, are you the top banana?
I'm bad at it, but it's very
falling
fun.
bananas in Banana Hunt.
Banana hunt.
Team up to take down robots.
Let's roll.
I like it.
You wanna watch the whole
I'm surprised they did all these other modes.
banana?
Robot Smash, and more. Get ready to roll
Also, he said you're the top banana. It's like the
and party in
Well, it's
one
quite the-
appealing adventure. When Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble launches exclusively on the Nintendo Switch system June 25th. Pre-orders
now.
begin today
No.
on Nintendo eShop.
I'm hoping. I'm still like, where's Luigi's Mansion 2? Still got till June, and I'm saying I'm not saying the game's gonna be good though.
Ready for a good
You never
time.
know.
Good.
It's liquidy. It's
Okay, this-
solidy. It's goo. Stretch it.
Okay, imagine you're pitching a game to someone. You're pitching it like, imagine this is your pitch for a game, and this is what you say.
Good time.
I'd be like,
It's liquidy. It's solidy. It's goo.
So, does that sound appealing in any way, shape, or form? The way he's delivering
no, these are
any of
weird.
these? No, yes, that's what I was.
Strategic structures.
It's goo.
Apparently, this so
You can build towers, bridges, and
I guess any game could just like,
whatever this is.
I have this on my Switch.
dude, like I said, my confidence is just going up right now. Just seeing this,
Distribution
just
network.
big goo and
But where do the pipes lead? Certainly nowhere
Jeez.
I got it
sinister.
for free with my like.
Put your imagination to the test
Switch. I didn't
as
buy
you
it for the
build,
first one.
slash, explode, destroy, fly, and roll.
there are many jokes you could make about this.
You'll encounter different types of goo balls with unique properties, including explosive goo, jelly goo, and more. Plus,
Jelly
exclusive
goo.
to the Nintendo Switch version, you can build with up to 3 buds in local co-op play. World of
That
Goo
looks okay. That
with up to
I don't know how
3
you
buds
play.
in local co-op
like a
play. World of Goo 2
I don't really know how the
launches
game
as works. a console exclusive on Nintendo Switch.
yeah, I
May
don't.
23rd.
It's
Build a life transcending time.
my brain's not working because it's so bad.
Craft your
That's bad.
story. 1,000
Well, it's
years
not bad. It's just it's.
At least they made a game, Seth.
It's gimmicky. Yes, I agree.
This once thriving island in the seas of Bavaria now stands deserted.
That's
Travel to the island's past to gather resources, then use them to restore
remake or
the island
something?
in the present.
Seems like Animal Crossing.
it. Kind of looks like
Rolls called
it
live.
looks like the Pokemon remakes, but without like any form of budget at all. Like this is.
Become a miner
I will.
That good game did look weird.
I will say this does sound more interesting.
Take down monsters,
This does
So we
sound
can
more,
fight.
or even a carpenter.
more interesting than Animal Crossing.
Well, yeah, because you can first off fight things.
Yeah.
Many more as you
Plus, I mean the angle. I like the camera angle better. I was never a fan of the over the top like angle 3D games. Like I like them, but they're not as good. This is like a Harvest Moon type thing. Got the Harvest sprites. No, this actually, yeah, it's like, yeah, obviously it's got a very basic art style, but at least they tried. The Girl Who Steals Time.
It's time to hunt
It
for
hasn't come out for so long. October?
Yeah, that's, wow, dude, I might as well just, that's,
It's time to hunt
might as well just,
trash.
find another game. It's trash? I think he's describing his commentating skills right here.
Time to hunt for
Dude, I hear this game is really, really good. It's like
a Dark Souls game, but crabs.
The world these days is dire.
Should have put Mr. Krabs in it.
Even the water tastes unclean.
Need I remind you all how threatening the ocean is outside this reef?
Scour the depths of a polluted undersea world in this Souls-like adventure.
I recently had my shell taken away.
If you can go get that treasure.
Why is it like anime voice acting? He's had my shell taken
Whatever you can
away.
find, from cans to cardboard, during your hunt to reclaim your prized shell.
It would appear the hunt is on, I say.
I've been working my butt off trying to get my old life back.
But you'll run into
Seriously, if you closed your eyes, you would think this was an anime with the acting. It's such a strange.
We can work out a deal, little hermit. That treasure's as good as mine.
Use over
This looks weird.
granting shells
So, have you played this?
No, I watched
mummy
people play
magic to take down enemies in
Really?
frenetic deep sea combat. What other
Kind of looks like Battle for Bikini Bottom. You know, the remake, rehydrated.
one crab's trash is another crab's trash.
Like art style
Launching
wise.
on Nintendo
Art
Switch,
style wise.
April 25th.
Which I'm annoyed with
It's
the
already
remake.
out, so.
I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed with the remake, to be honest. That's a whole other topic. Because the art style is not like the cartoon. It's more like the. Have you? Well, you've never seen the SpongeBob movie.
Yeah.
How long has it been?
You mean with the Goofy Goober?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it like a million times.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
'Cause I remember you said you were not as much of a fan of that.
I didn't like it that much.
And dude, it's. I would suggest watching it again. It's actually pretty good.
And master the cosmic string in over 40 levels across 11 vibrant worlds, all while outrunning a massive
I've never seen
and
this.
a colorful cast of bosses.
A colorful cast of bosses.
Transformations. Help out the denizens during your acrobatic escapades, and put your tricks to the test in a time attack mode.
The music is.
Hope you're ready to go, because Penny's Big Breakaway launches on Nintendo.
We have. I guarantee we've seen this. I think we have.
Local two-player battles are coming as paid DLC to the fruit matching phenomenon.
Paid DLC.
So imagine this: paid DLC for a fruit stacking game.
Choose from 3 modes.
We really are living in gaming hell
Aim for a higher score than
when
you
we're
would
going.
in original mode. Make split-second decisions.
I love how for the Switch, this is what Nintendo's like. You know, third party. Let's just port like mobile games to our system.
Time limit mode.
Basically a phone.
Overwhelm your opponent with
Basically a
punches
phone.
in attack mode. Plus, online multiplayer will be added to the DLC in the future.
You getting this day one?
Get battling when this paid DLC for Suika game drops onto the Nintendo Switch
Suika.
system today. A bundle of the game and DLC is also available today.
They really.
Gear up for some thrilling drilling in the 2D action platformer Pepper Grinder.
Weirdest looking.
Burrow through terrain.
I will say this is like evolution of Dig Dug here.
And ride on gnarly vehicles to recover your missing fortune. Pepper Grinder drills its way onto Nintendo Switch March 28th.
There's that.
I will say 2D platformers definitely are actually good at innovation.
They're popular.
They actually know how
The
to.
Switch, they're all over the place.
They actually know what to do.
Pocket Card Jockey.
Pocket Card Jockey.
Take cards to create a sequence of numbers.
This had to have been made in Japan. Pocket Card Jockey.
Positions of other horses. Spend power to move around the course. And grab special cards to gain the upper hoop. Win a
Yep.
race
These lamest.
to race the next generation of ideal steeds. You can even race online against other players. It's off to the races in Pocket Card Jockey. Ride on.
Ride on.
That game looks insane. It's like insanity.
Yeah, that was Kingdom Come Deliverance, I'm pretty sure. I guess this is just time to play the. What is this?
Oh, that's strange.
Yeah. That looks Very strange. He's also covered in like tribal tattoos. I mean, that's interesting.
Demon Slayer. Okay, it's a mini game. Demon Slayer thing? Yeah, it's like mini games.
Oh yeah, Kingdom Come.
What's that?
It's imagine if you took all the fantasy out of Elder Scrolls and you made it like
It was
try to
just, like,
yeah.
Realistic Knights.
Yeah, it was like realistic knights. I always
Sounds
wanted to.
insane.
I always wanted to play it because I was like, oh, it's actual. They use HEMA. That's like the martial art that they use, and they actually like made techniques based off of the real sword fighting. You're not just going. You're not just swinging your sword like a. I didn't realize it was storming as we're doing this.
That looks kind of
Yeah,
cool.
see,
Actually.
it's very tactical. The way you attack is very.
How would that run on the Switch? That looks like it's
Yeah,
terrible.
that's very interesting.
Is that Contra? Yeah. That looks-
Actually, yeah, Contra looks solid. Dude, look at this.
I love that style.
Yeah, the watercolor
It's, like,
look,
unique at least.
the very watercolory.
That almost wraps up this Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase. But before we go, we have 2 more
You
announcements
gotta
to
drop
share.
bombs then.
Yeah,
First,
the
please take a
bomb.
look at this.
Let's see the bomb. Oh, they got
Oh, it's
a
gonna be
Switch
64.
Online stuff. Yeah.
Or it's gonna be 64 stuff. Rare?
Is
Who's Donkey Kong? I would be playing tonight.
Donkey Kong Country? In 64? Obviously not country.
Snake, rattle, and roll.
Snake, rattle and roll.
Bro, yeah. Oh, dude, I love Battletoads.
I've never played Battletoads. Cannot.
Killer Instinct.
Have you played this game, Black Shore?
No, that looks kind of fun though.
Friend showed it to me, and it was an interesting game. It was
You played it?
yeah, it was weird. It was a very strange, like, did you know though that this actually kind of reminded me, Command and Conquer was actually on the N64. I'm pretty sure, or it would have had an N64
Oh.
port.
Nice.
Think about how weird that is. You have your little.
Dude, they have on Xbox. They have like RTSs on.
Yeah, that's
They're
dude.
just like
It's a
they
disaster.
have Age of Empire on there. I was like, who wants to play Age of Empire on the Xbox?
It's horrible. I mean, it's like Halo Wars. I was waiting for the PC port, and when it came out, it's still bad, but it's a better game now that it's on PC.
You can play them with an active Nintendo Switch Online or Nintendo Switch Online Plus.
Can you give us good games,
Yeah.
not random ones
Yeah.
that people don't care about, please?
Do.
Next is our last announcement. Please take a look.
The final announcement. Subnautica.
No, it's that other one. This other diving one.
Oh gosh, have you played Subnautica?
Yeah, I like it.
It's actually decent. It's decent. Look at that. I could just, I could just like watch a nature documentary if I wanted to see all these fish instead of. Oh no, dude! I'm assuming this is one of those deep games where it's like, oh, you look at the beautiful hours.
A mysterious underwater world is yours to explore in an all-new endless ocean game. Welcome to the Veiled Sea, a location known to
This looks like the most boring thing ever. You just swim in like a straight line and
Waiting for something
look at
back.
fish.
This unexplored region changes with each dive.
This would be a phenomenal idea with a game if there was danger.
Up to 30 players online can plunge into the ocean's depths together.
What do you do?
Share your discoveries with other divers
You just explore.
and exchange a friendly greeting while freely exploring the vast ocean.
This is stupid.
There are over 500
different species of marine life.
Who is gonna? I'm sorry, but who is gonna like a game like this?
Some of them are creatures.
I'm not trying to be rude.
I'm not even
Who's
joking.
Gonna be like, I want to
This-
play this.
This is like, you know what this makes me think of? It's like a douchey indie game where it's like it tries to be like art. They're trying to make a game like art, and it's like when your game is just art.
But what is the point of making it so other people can die with you?
It's like, dude,
To wave at each other and be like, "You're kind of fish."
if you gave this game to me for free, I wouldn't play it.
yeah,
Like it's that bad. I don't understand how this is their big reveal, dude. It's the diving game. You got Blast Core on your N64. It's like, who cares? Blast Core to me looked boring when I saw it. It was just kind of like a weird game.
What will you find on your undersea journey?
On your
I'm waiting for
undersea
any
journey.
kind of.
Ocean Luminous launches on the Nintendo
Whoops.
Switch system.
Is they
May
already-
2nd.
I was waiting for any kind of like.
Any form of danger. Well, dude, if you're going
Danger,
next to
yeah.
a shark, it's not gonna go good if you're going up to sharks. Yeah, what are they gonna reveal?
You're looking forward
Oh, they're
to
just gonna do a
exploring
preamble.
the ocean on Nintendo Switch. That's all for today's Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase. Thank you for watching.
Okay, that ending was the biggest bomb.
They
period.
really
Yeah, they really
fail us at the end there.
yeah, we're gonna switch over. Here we go. There we go. Yeah, that was bad. That was a very
It went
bad
From, it went from good to
to really bad. Like it went from promising to horrible.
a lot of that Tensei whatever.
Shimigami Tensei
That
looked
looked
really
good.
cool. Well, dude, like I said, I'm
I never played any of them, so I don't know if you have to.
I'm a
like-
sucker. I'm a sucker for anime style voice acting. I mean, it's not even, you don't even have to make the game look good. And if I see that, I'm like sucked in. Like,
Yeah, for sure. But that looked. Cool.
but it actually looked good. They actually took their time and made that. But the last thing, they're like, dude, there's this big reveal. Here's this game where you swim in a straight line and look at fish with 30 other players.
Yeah.
It's like,
I was waiting for some, especially if you're having other players in it. I was waiting for some kind of like, oh, it's a.
you'd think it was
Where's
like
the sense of danger?
or maybe there's like a sense of competition
Yeah.
of some kind. Like, oh, maybe you gotta,
I'm like, where's the sense of danger? And it's like, yeah, or like versing each other.
yeah, like versing each other in some way.
It's like, oh,
That's
doesn't
what
exist.
well, that's what made Subnautica interesting, was the fact that you were surviving. You weren't just like being a guy going whoosh. Like, realistically, if you're diving in the ocean, it would be dangerous. How about we make it realistic? That would be awesome. I would love a
Well,
realistic.
Subnautica's dangerous,
Yeah, it is. It is. It's almost impossible. Like, I've played it. It's tough.
dude.
It's tough.
I don't understand the strats to like survive.
It's, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me, they're not the same game, but it's kind of like Stellaris. I mean, you're basically surviving against space as itself. Space, and it's a phenomenal game, but it's like, you know, it's very
I was expecting
hard. It's really hard.
Yeah, I was definitely waiting for
The big drop.
I was waiting for like something to happen in it because Subnautica is like really hard to survive. It's, like,
Oh, dude,
really
it's
hard.
like I said.
I feel like you have to restart a lot.
You
if
have to
there's not
restart?
anything near you that's good.
You have to build a base. That's the worst part about it. You have to get the materials to build a base. You have to go around.
Which is
using
basically
your
like the
little-
only place you're safe.
Yep, and you have to get out of that submarine and build a real base, because that thing's not going to last you forever. I'm assuming.
I'm assuming it doesn't.
And obviously you'd want to build a base.
I was like getting lost. I was like, I don't
Dude,
know where I
I've
am.
died so many times in that game. It's been so bad.
And then there's like things that attack you, and it's terrifying.
It's literally horrible. But when I was playing that game, you know, when I was watching this direct, I was kind of thinking like, in all these videos, I was thinking in my head, because recently I've been watching a lot of, you know, I've been, with the Fallout show being out, I've been kind of thinking about it, and I was like, why don't they make a linear Fallout?
I don't know.
I feel like that would sell a lot of money, personally.
I don't know.
I don't
I
think
think a lot
you,
of what people like is that it's not.
it is, but some people do.
I don't care that it's linear or not.
Well, I
I'd
mean,
rather have it be.
that's what
more-
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying is I feel like a linear game, especially with the show coming out.
I got over games I got over games that were linear really not linear really fast. Because when they were first happening, I'm like, this is so
Yeah, you think it's so
Go
cool.
over and one. Now I'm like,
But the problem is, once
I
for
don't wanna
me,
explore.
like I said, once I get past the good quests, it's like, what's the reason to play the game? I do the good quests and then I drop the game and then I restart it. That's about as I build a new character. I'm like, oh, my good quests are done. Time to build
Yeah.
a new character. That's how I treat it. And that's the thing. It's like, dude, I feel like it would benefit.
I mean, the amount of time you've put into
I think it would
Fallout
benefit.
is a lot.
I think, I put more time into 4, but 3 is still more fun when I go back to it than 4 is. I think 4 is too. I don't know. Like I said, for me, I would love to have a game that's linear for Fallout, just as a change of pace, and I actually think it would do well. You know who I think should pick up Fallout? I think Telltale should pick up Fallout or someone like that.
That'd be cool.
Because I love the gameplay as much as anything, but for me, the world of Fallout is kind of where I find my love for it. Like the gunplay is, it's like every other game. It's like COD. I mean, I didn't
Kind of.
It's kind of
There's that like targeting system if you want.
yeah, VATS is cool, but it's like I said, I think it would be better served as a linear game. I mean, dude, if Command and Conquer can jump to an FPS and be successful,
Renegade?
like with Renegade, then
Was Renegade successful?
it was. It wasn't necessarily successful initially, but it kind of grew a following, and then people were so desperate they made a whole thing called Renegade X, which is just like an Unreal Engine remake.
Westwood did or someone
Oh,
else?
people, and it actually became like a hit. It was a hit. The multiplayer was for that. Like
Still?
it was beloved. I have no clue now. Even regular Renegade still.
But I feel like when you say beloved in a hit, I'm thinking like thousands.
It was probably like it was a hit among the Command and Conquer fan base. I'll say,
You think about it.
which isn't huge.
People
I'm not going to
like,
say
let's say
it's
StarCraft
millions.
2 still has like a player base, but
Yeah.
it's like not.
No, it's not. Well, it's
in,
not.
Like the 10,000.
No, it's
like-
not. I mean, that's unrealistic for a game in general to expect.
It's like
it to-
Melee.
Yeah,
Kind of. I don't know how many players play Melee. There's a lot.
dude, I can get in a game so fast on Slippy.
Were you getting any rematches with the same people?
Oh, dude, sometimes it was, but sometimes I would end up with like completely new people. That's the thing. I feel like Slippy actually has an audience, which is nice. But like I said, I would rather. You know what I would do if I were EA? I would just bring Renegade back and actually remake it, but also like include the multiplayer, because the multiplayer.
I thought
in that
Renegade was
game-
awesome.
The multiplayer in that game.
I just
is-
didn't think it was a hit game.
It was not a hit game, but it's like those
I mean,
movies.
For me, being able to play on the ground,
And
boots on the
seeing-
ground instead of being with all the RTS stuff, I remember was awesome.
Well,
Like, whoa, this is like the Tower of Nod.
yeah, and you get to
I
see
can see it on ground level.
the Nod soldiers are probably the best designed characters I've ever seen in gaming. I actually would say that.
Like be able to go into
Oh,
the
the
base
the
stuff
obelisks and
and actually go inside of it. I was like, this is so cool.
it was, dude, that game. Like I said, I still come back to that game to this day because it's one of those FPSs that obviously it's gonna run well because it's old as crap. It's like 2002, so it's.
I played that game.
But
Played that
it's.
game so much.
If I were them, like I said, there's an opportunity there. I think they planted a seed and should have went forward with it, but they didn't. They didn't go forward with an FPS. They're like, oh, let's cancel the second Renegade. I'm thinking because they were gonna make one, and I'm thinking, dude, you literally had like in that era. Keep in mind, FPS was like, it's still dominant, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah,
In
but
that
that's
era.
money. Like that just proves it didn't make enough money.
Well, what's funny is that it's still beloved though. Nowadays it is.
Yeah, but it's
I'm not
money,
saying it
man.
has millions of players. I mean,
Money,
that's
money.
in my opinion. I'd
It's
rather.
all like, oh, I don't see it. I don't see. They're like, I don't see dollar signs.
I think that's stupid to me. It's like, dude, this game. I could see potential for that game.
That's
to
how they are with
actually-
everything. They're like, oh, no money
Yep.
signs.
That's why indie
You think
games.
we'd still be getting Pokemon games if they weren't making a killing?
Yeah,
at it?
they'd be
No.
like, nope.
We would stop getting Pokemon games forever.
Well, I mean, they already killed the Pokemon spin-offs because those didn't do well at
Like
all.
Battle,
Oh,
or no.
Coliseum and XD,
Oh.
those didn't do well at all.
Did they really not?
Dude, no. And people would be like, what are those games? What? And then they'd rather have the team building, but that's because they took the team building out of those games, kind of. You know, they kind of made it so, oh, you can't catch wild Pokemon, you can't do this, you can't do that. They're restrictive, but I will say I kind of like restrictiveness in a game.
I was playing it, and it's not that I didn't like it. I was
It's just
like,
confusing.
confused.
You
I was
basically
like, where do I even go?
you need a walkthrough pulled up.
Yeah.
XD is less confusing, thank God. XD they
I was
actually
playing
direct
Coliseum.
you.
Was XD first or second?
It was second. XD is like I said, I talk about it a lot. It's like I've played it a decent amount, but it's a good game, especially if you liked Coliseum. If you want a more traditional Pokemon experience with more story, XD is your way to go, I'd say. But if you want to go for like the weird, insane spin-off, like this is a spin-off, go for Coliseum. Because Coliseum has originality. That's one thing it has.
And it was cool. I liked
XD is great, but they added a wild area where you like can catch Pokemon, but you got to put down like food and wait. You have to leave the area and wait. And I'm thinking in my head like, I don't really think you understand that takes out the whole uniqueness of it. Because yes, you can't build a team. But they're like, hey, you have to cope with our rule set. You can't just go, oh, dude, grind to level 100 and then stop the game. You know, you can't do that in Coliseum at all. At all.
Yes.
There's no grinding at all. And I admire that because they're like, you know what? You can't do that.
Gonna be tough as balls.
You can't get to level 100.
I don't mind that it's tough.
And I wish other Pokemon games would take that mentality.
Just grind it out.
Where it's like, oh, you can't just go to 100. Like I said, even as a kid, once you're devoted enough, you can easily
you would
get
literally have like one Pokemon.
I'd have one
You just
Pokemon,
get
and
to
he
100,
would stop everything. He would stop everything. By the time I got to the Elite Four, I'm like, you know what? All right, game. If your rules change, I'm changing the rule set here. I'm making things easier
It's
for
so funny
me.
because I don't think I've ever done that.
You've never grinded to
And
level
I
100?
kind of want to. Not grinding at level 100. I'm saying like only have one Pokemon.
Dude,
right away.
it's actually fun because
like,
you
feel like it
don't
seems
have
fun.
to think about like, oh my gosh, what? And then this is what I did. I just got like a whole team of legendaries. That's what I did. I would back him up with legendaries. So I would just catch legendaries. I'm like, I don't want these scrub cake garbage things. I'm going for legendaries, son. I'm gonna get the birds, the dogs.
'Cause I usually like find a few that I like pretty fast, and I just keep those the whole, or like I'll find a whole team that I like, and I'll keep them the whole time.
Mewtwo, dude. I was like, because I transferred my Empoleon to Heart Gold. That's what I did. I was like, dude, I'm sticking this over. I'm like, you suck for Alligator. Get out of here, you pleb.
And then you can just.
And then I just like, whoosh, just slamming the game down. Though I will say, Red was still tough. Red was actually surprisingly tough. You know, at the end on Mount Silver, he was tough. He was actually.
He's tough, yeah.
I admired that they you know, even with a level 100 Pokemon, he was actually a challenge. But for some ungodly reason, they don't do that anymore. Like it's easy, just grind to level 100 and you win all the time. And I'm thinking, isn't that kind of against the fun of it?
Sorta. Seems like it.
Anywho, folks, we've rambled at the end. That was our preamble. The direct was this was a very calming episode.
Yeah, it was relaxing.
It was a very relaxing episode. It wasn't as hijinksy.
Yeah. All right.
Except for, like I said, I'm definitely taking that anime moment where we're just looking at each other. The waifus are getting us. So
God bless.
God bless, folks. See you next week. Hope don't think Luigi's Mansion 2 is going to be something amazing because it's not the first game, so don't expect amazing. It's good, but it's not amazing.